Yeah, started in action.
We're back.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl king.deenie. Obviously back with another video. Yes, obviously back with another video. We're back with the
Grey Couch
Conversations.
Conversations
This is our last episode.
with Jada
Yeah, this is our last episode with Jada.
until she comes back
returns.
again.
So from whenever this video is uploaded from after this,
We
it's
won't
just
have
me.
her.
It's just me and mom.
And our other guests that we're gonna invite.
Oh yeah, we're gonna invite other guests, just like you see, like guest stars, like they do on the.
Yes.
On
Your guys'
TV.
wishes come true. So.
Yeah, a lot of you have been asking
When I'm
Jada
leaving.
to leave. So she leaving.
A lot of people have been asking when she's leaving.
Yeah, they say she's distractive and so she's.
But it's
gone.
so annoying. Your guys just have Mona. That's your guys' problems.
So-
She'll send us videos from
They
Boston.
one-sided, all those people. One-sided.
Alright. So mom, what are we talking about
Still
today?
there, Trooper,
I'm
still.
sorry.
Okay, today we are talking about the calling because their mom, that would be me,
That would be.
is
Oh, what are you
also-
saying?
Is also, I have a calling, which means my ancestors work through me to guide, to clarify, to heal.
So basically this video is this video is to educate and give people a better understanding of what it is and stuff. If you do not believe, do not comment down below your nasty opinions. We don't care.
Just
We're
click
not
out.
here
Don't
for you.
tell us.
If you want to tell us about your Bible verses, keep them to yourself.
No, Bible verses are good because I
No,
also
but
use them, but
I'm
don't
talking
say
about
we
in the
need,
sense deliverance.
don't say we need
Don't belittle
No.
someone else's faith because of your own. We all believe in different things. So
But
let's keep it at
ultimately,
that.
all of it connects us to one God.
Whether you believe it or not. So
It's
yeah,
not be one-sided.
yeah, have an open mind. If you don't feel like listening, click out. It's okay.
You already
don't-
gave us the view.
we have more than
We
enough from
appreciate
you.
it.
But anyway, like it's good to try and educate yourself and understand basically. So mom's gonna tell us about her experience and everything. Then we're gonna tell her. Oh no, tell us. Yo, I don't know what's going on
We're
today,
gonna
guys.
tell you guys
About
how we
yeah.
felt about it. You know, the first
going. Yeah.
The first
Basically,
times
their stuff.
when we were
Alright.
young.
Mommy can
So
start.
you're gonna tell them about your
Our experience
experiences
with your calling.
Okay.
Yes, that's what's
So
happening.
I had the calling in 2009. It all started on the 1st of April 2009.
You know the exact day.
Yes. It had always presented itself as, well, I mustn't say it had always presented itself as depression, but a part of my depression was a result of the calling, because I didn't know I had a calling, and because I didn't know what it was. Was it like I was being told or guided, or I didn't know what my dreams meant. Maybe there were signs, but I didn't know. So there was an incident at work when I was still working in corporate in Pretoria, where I just had, I guess, a spiritual outburst. As I don't know any other way of explaining.
You understand what that means?
that
Does
was
it mean
just-
you're spiritually attacked?
Attacked.
I wasn't spiritually attacked.
That's a bad
But
word.
it was-
Attacked is
There was
not
a-
real.
I was overwhelmed spiritually.
It's not
There
a
was
bad
like a
word.
spiritual.
But to put it in that context, spiritually attacked.
No,
I'm
not
sorry.
attack.
Oh, it
It's
was a
fine.
mistake.
Okay.
Why are you biting my head?
Okay, she used the wrong word.
Okay.
Okay.
Yourself.
So, yeah, so we then needed to go and find help. And basically, when you find help, when you have such an experience, you go to people, they are called ukobela, and those are people that have experience in the healing field. They also have the calling, they have been initiated, they have gone through initiation and the process, and they are actually healers. So you go to those people, and they kind of do a reading, if that's the best way to put it.
It is.
Yeah, they do a reading and they explain what is going on, and they explain that you have to go through an initiation process where you learn, where you basically sift the good spirits from the bad spirits, because there are bad spirits, there are good spirits. So there are processes that you go through. Those are sacred. I cannot be divulging all of that, but there's a process
What
you
does
go
that word
through.
mean? What does divulging mean?
Well,
Like
I cannot
vocabulary.
be talking about what
Oh,
goes on when people
Alright, alright, we get
go
it.
through Twasa, because it's a sacred process. It's between that person and their ancestors and the person that is training them. So I completed my training, and they were a part of most of it. I don't know how much of it they remember. But then there was a point in time where I was like a full-time healer, when people used to come and to our place, and I would pray and I would do readings. So I was more active. So there was that period of my life. And then I used to speak a lot when I pray. I used to pray and ask if I could please be in the entertainment industry, use my calling within the entertainment industry through my talent. I used to pray and ask for that, and then I guess when I got my break, that's what happened, and hence I healed through singing, through acting, through speaking to
I'm
people.
gonna lift it.
I still do the odd reading here and there, up until again the journey and the process takes me back to full-time. Well, not full-time, because it will happen maybe on like weekends that I do readings. Yes, Jada.
So when you say readings, do you mean like you can like what you call it? What's that show?
Long Island.
No, I don't
Long
do
Island
like
Medium.
the sometimes.
But
I
I
do
wanted to say something like that.
it's something like that, Jada. It is something like that. But I do it my own way, because we all have our own different gifts in our own different way.
Yeah, but it's
So
all
wait,
We are clairvoyant, but we are clairvoyant in different ways.
I'm also clairvoyant. Yes, I know. But I was saying.
Jada loves to claim that word.
So I was saying, like, when you walk into a room with like certain people, do you like feel their
Can you read?
ancestors?
You sense, I don't feel ancestors.
You can see them.
I sense energies. It's
So can
because
you like read like the Long Island Medium?
no.
Yeah, we were just
No, we were
asking.
just
It's not
asking.
I don't
exciting.
walk into a room and suddenly your grandfather shows
No, we're
up.
trying to make
No,
them
because I'm
understand.
trying to
because
understand,
they
because
No, I
watch-
don't. We are all gifted in different ways. I
Yeah.
sense more than I see. I sense and I hear.
Yeah, because you have like that Tyler guy from E, and you have Long Island Medium, so maybe they watch that and they
Well,
try to
they're
understand
American.
if it's the same thing.
They-
No, let's not
Mom.
let's not country.
Well,
We're
I'm
not
South
American.
African.
It doesn't
Mom,
matter.
it doesn't
They
matter.
don't-
Wait,
did
they
wait,
still a gift?
Wait,
But why are you biting
wait,
my
we're
head?
not
because you say
we're
they're
trying. We're
American.
Because
trying
I went through the process. Did they trust?
Probably yeah.
Did they chant and gita like I did?
They probably went to the
Obviously,
ocean.
your cultures are different, but the fact that you're connected to the spiritual realm is the same thing,
It
right?
is the same thing.
And Teresa, she burns sage. Ultimately, sage is in purple.
Yeah.
Same thing. That's what we're trying to make them
Yes.
understand.
And Tyler
Okay,
draws a
so
bunch of
in my
seeds.
way, I also pick up vibes, different
Yeah,
things.
it's just all
And
all
out
the
of
same
nowhere-
thing, but
Out of
executed
nowhere,
differently.
I can just tell a person that such and such is going to happen.
Yeah, but that's what we were saying.
Yes.
I'm a little bit.
But I am not as hectic
As the
as they are. And that's because
people
perhaps
do
I
it
just
differently, right?
I read differently, but also you also
Different
just need
gifts.
to take yourself back to that space again and focus until you hear more clearly. And when you are in the entertainment space, then you're always busy. You have less time. Like I try to make time to pray and to pasha, to speak to my ancestors and to I do less meditation. I wish I could do more meditation, which would open me up more.
Open up your third eye. Your third eye is not a bad thing. It actually connects you to the universe.
Yeah.
Everybody has a third eye, but if you don't want to open it, that's
It's your
problem,
choice.
you know.
Well, it's nice to be spiritually awake so that you can understand that the universe
It's a part of your life.
is a part of your life, whether you want to believe that or not. When
And
you
that
are,
has nothing to
when
do
you are a
with-
positive person, naturally positive things will tend to happen.
It's like a hippie.
When you are a negative person, it's all
Energy.
energy.
Can I ask a question?
Everything, in fact, everything, even spirituality, even having the calling, it's all just energies. We just vibrate in different levels.
I have friends, acquaintances that are opening up their third eye. And
Speak
so
up. They can't hear you.
I have friends and acquaintances that are opening up their third eyes, right? And so, like, one of my friends was like, she can read people's minds. Now, is that a gift, or now is she just telling us?
I don't know what it is to read people's minds, as opposed to sensing what someone is feeling. That's different. I don't know if the person reads your mind, it means they can say everything that you are thinking in your mind. I think what they're trying to say is they sense vibes,
Yes.
and when there's, like, I sense vibes. When there's negative vibes, I tend to stay away. When there's positive vibes, I get naturally drawn towards that particular individual, but I always steer clear from negative vibes. It's a natural process. I just steer clear because when you surround yourself with negative vibes, you also tend to gather.
You will be in the pits.
Yeah,
altogether.
it's like you.
People
you
will
get
try to
dirty.
keep you in the pits with
Yeah,
them.
it's
When
like
you try to
you're
flourish,
dirty.
they'll be like, "Oh no, let's pull you back in." So you'll
Yeah,
be in
it
the
was
pits.
about the calling. So basically, the calling is really energy based as well. It's just we all probably do have the calling, but some people vibrate higher than other people. So when you can actually connect to the other side, when you vibrate energy wise, your energy vibrates to a point where you get into the spiritual realm where you can exist, because spiritual beings are here with us. So you just need to vibrate to a certain level where you actually are in connection. And that's why when we go through the initiation process, there's so much chanting and guitaring, and the drum is beaten so that you dance, because you're actually you're raising energy levels. So the higher the energy levels, the more you connect to the spiritual realm. And that is where the ancestors exist.
I have a question, but I'm not sure.
Tell us about your experience, like
What was your first experience with
your
Mama?
thoughts and.
Oh, I don't remember my first experience, but like, I remember some experiences where, I'd be sleeping, then I'd just hear, noises. And I'd kind of get freaked out in the beginning, be like, sure.
Look at them. Tell them.
Sorry, I don't want to look at them, they hate me and stuff. So.
Because that's another thing. Psychics don't naturally, like you will say, you would hear noises. Like psychics don't get like the noises. I don't know what psychics go through. I wish I knew more. I wish we had more people that had different types of calling. So the noises she's referring to is when my ancestors come close to me or utilize my body to communicate. There is a kind of like an outer body experience where it's like an exchange. It's like another spirit enters my body and my spirit shifts to the side. That's the
Go to bed.
My God.
that's the best way I can explain it. It's like a shift, an energy shift. So yes, so that it's like, and it's like a.
Okay, Mom.
So yeah, it's just, when I was just hearing noises, like I was kind of
That's
freaked
it?
out. you know, yeah, that I can't remember much, you know.
Oh, alright, so let me share my experience. So yeah, in the beginning, obviously Jada is right, like obviously because we didn't understand what it was. Because high key, when we were younger, we went to church.
No, we never went
Don't
to church.
lie, we did when we still lived here.
When we lived in Durban,
We went
did
to church. Just say
go
you don't
to church.
remember.
You don't remember?
Just
Let's
say
not
When
bite
we
my head
lived
off.
in Durban,
Ma,
we used to
attended
go to church.
Ma,
So we knew. We didn't
know.
understand when it first happened. We didn't understand what was happening. You keep quiet. You had your shot. So obviously, the more and more it started to happen, and then you start to understand more. And when it happens in front of you, I think that's when you realize, oh, it's real. Like when you see what Mama's saying, the whole spirit shift, where the ancestors utilize her body. Basically, you can see this is not your mom anymore. This is somebody else communicating through her. And I feel like a lot of people do not understand. Hence, like throughout high school, especially when mom started being on like TV shows more and more and more, and she would talk about her calling. Because it's not like it's something we hid. Of course not. We're not ashamed of it. It's what we believe in. More mom than me. Because you know, I like the fact that we are open enough to experience our own what?
Spiritualities.
Yeah, you can explore. Because what if I want to be, not a hippie per se, but mom, what you call it? When you're one with the universe type vibe, like what Nkuluzi was?
A Buddhist.
Like type of that, like where you focus more on like meditation and the universe, and you don't necessarily speak to God.
No, but you're speaking to God,
Yeah,
but you don't
but not call him
don't
God.
call him God.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So like
Because God is a being.
yes,
That
so
is
stuff
that
like
is called. People use different
good
names.
for it. So like connecting with more of the like it's okay for us to explore.
Some
things
call
like
him
that.
the universe,
Exactly.
and it's still God.
I feel like, yeah, but anyway, so in high school, when people started to find out more and more because they would see mom on TV, obviously, then they would ask me. Some people obviously are hectic, deep in churches, and we're not discrediting anyone's church or anything, but then they would start to be like, no, it's demonic, whatever, because they didn't understand. And then I was super proud of myself because I understood at that point. I was older, I was like, what, 14, Jada's age, basically. I was able to tell them, although it's not like me telling them what it is going to make them believe, but I was able to at least impart my knowledge on them and be like, no, it's not like that. This and this and this is how it happens and this is what it is. So you can stop thinking it's demonic because it doesn't go with what you believe in, but then we can't discredit other people's beliefs because we're now you think, oh. And it's weird how if we look at Caucasian mediums, for example, no one's gonna be like it's demonic. The fact that they palm read, yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, you can read my palm. It's the same thing, just executed differently, which is what we were saying.
And I would dress differently, obviously.
Exactly, and so it's a thing. And the most judgmental people, I'm not being harsh or anything, but are black people. They've been the most judgmental towards it if they don't believe in it.
And the most disrespectful of the calling, of the whole nature of the calling.
And it's weird because this is how we started before we bring back history.
That is African religion.
From.
That's our African religion.
Before
how African people pray, because it is believed. Because it is believed that God is this being that in our culture, I will use our Zulu culture. It is disrespectful for a child to look at an adult in the eyes when you speak. That's the culture. That is how it used to be. It's different now because we live in different times. But you do not speak to your elders looking into their eyes. You are respectful about it, and so it goes into kind of the Zulu people don't like looking into the eyes of other people. Obviously, like I said, we're living in different times now, but that is how it is. And probably the more rural the people are, the more that is practiced. Yeah. And so the whole thing, why I'm talking about that is, then that's where it came from, that we speak to our ancestors to speak to God for us because they are closer to Him. we believe that our ancestors, I don't know about other people's ancestors, we believe that they are closer to God because they are in the spirit realm. And that is the whole thing of their mediums then, who are still in their human bodies, who can communicate with the spiritual beings to communicate to God. So it's like sending a spiritual being to go to God and say, thank you for the gifts, may we have more. And then that is why we have ceremonies to celebrate and to be thankful, or when something needs to be fixed, we have ceremonies to ask again for all those things to be fixed. It is because we use our ancestors as we send them to God. And that's the whole thing. And then there are people, not everybody has this special gift. So if you don't have it, obviously you won't understand it. If you don't have anyone close to you that has it, obviously you will not understand it. But it is best for you to read about it, because there is a lot of information about it on the internet, in books. Credo Muto has written books about it. So it is very disrespectful for people today to still say that the calling is demonic, because you should know better. If our African calling, if I am called and I'm a healer and I'm who I am, and I have demons, it means that the people, my ancestors, my grandparents that lived this earth and walked this earth are suddenly demons, which I refuse to accept. So if your ancestors at your home then became demons when they left, well, that's your indaba to deal with. I would suggest that you cleanse them so that they become better guides for you, because all they become is guides. And this has nothing to do with less believing in God. And in fact, when you follow your African culture and your traditions, you actually worship God better, because there's structure and there's discipline within our traditions.
Yeah, we don't raise people from the dead.
What else did I want to say? I also wanted to point out the fact that the spirits can enter people of any ages, like from young kids to old people. When they have identified you as
the chosen one,
like a medium, it's because you are chosen. And I know that there are people who believe otherwise, and then also the spirit is used in different ways. There are people who utilize the gift of the prophetic gift in churches, and this is why I would then be what is called umtandazi, because I pray more, and then I kind of utilize the prophetic gift to help people to show them the way to, try and figure out what the problems are when they have certain dreams. We try and we clarify things, and we cleanse people. We teach people how to remain clean in terms of, even physically, you need to clean yourself. Because when you walk out there and you walk through people have different vibes. You need to cleanse those vibes off using certain things. So these are all things that you can read about. They're on the internet, and healers are open now. And there's educated healers that are lawyers, healers that are
a lot of
CEOs,
actresses in South Africa.
A lot of actresses are performers.
Performers actually in South Africa or
have the calling.
Yeah.
So
and it's not like you're gonna look
and
at
it is used. So it means that the way that art is used as a healing form. So it is a gift. It is a calling. And the better you are at your gift, at your craft, it means the more you can heal people. So I suggest that people read a lot about these types of things, so that when you speak, you even sound like you know something. Even if you disagree with knowledge. Don't just disagree because you say you are choosing the Western religion because it's better. And then you ask yourself, how is it then better?
and you
And
don't know
you
how to
don't
justify your answer there, you failed the exam 0 out of 10.
Yeah, because there are things that the West does that Africa doesn't do.
It's just the way
But
Naturally.
no one
we
is
just,
better, we're
we've
all
just
the same.
adopted people's cultures and
we shun our own.
we
Is that the
sh-
proper?
yeah.
Is shun a proper word?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shun
yeah.
is
You
the
shun your own culture, and then you look down upon it, and
so badly
you think
that
that you're Caucasian. No,
Also,
sisters,
but
you
so-
are.
but so badly that one day you need help, and that's the only thing that can help.
Yeah, and
your own culture is the
you
only thing
look
that
down
can
upon
help you.
it.
So there you are in your
Western.
English Western self. You have problems galore, and then you come back, you find help here, and suddenly when you are
want
now
to be all
believe.
intact
How?
with your ancestors after looking down upon them. We're not saying now believe in them. No,
We're not
no.
saying run and go and believe.
Just
in people who
respect them,
believe
you
in
know.
you.
Yeah,
We're just
respect
saying
other
respect
people's
us.
religions and beliefs because
Yes.
we're not disrespecting yours. No one goes around saying bad things about different religions because we don't. If you don't know, it's better to keep quiet.
And
Just
if you
like in
don't
class,
understand.
if you don't know an answer, you hush. You hide your head. You don't lift your hand up. If you know what you're talking about, then speak. If you don't comment. If you comment, I will block you.
In life in general, it is important to have knowledge of something before you open your mouth.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you sound like a fool. When a person, there are people that are, there are people that have also YouTube channels that speak openly about African religion, and they speak openly about why, if black people went back to their religion, Africa would be a different continent altogether. We would be a different people altogether. And it's best people read and follow those people so you can learn. So when you open your mouth, you at least know what you're talking about. So that if you disagree, knowing that
point.
no, I've chosen this over and above the fact that this was said.
Yeah, you can't disagree not knowing anything. You can't be like, hi, but SpongeBob said.
No, but SpongeBob, you see, the problem is that SpongeBob probably knows more than you.
And when it's like me telling you a ndaba, and then when you going to chop and change it, and so by the time it gets to somebody else, it's like this. But when you have no understanding of what the original thing is, but because you have this small bit of information you think you know when you actually don't know, instead of going back and looking for yourself, okay, this is what happened.
And remember, it also ties into history. It also ties into the history of this country where people were brainwashed into believing that their culture was barbaric. So then all of that, all of what we are talking about, the calling an African religion and people that are healers and mediums, within the African space, within our African space, within that space, those people were obviously convinced that what they had, they needed to be ashamed of it. If you had the calling, you didn't accept it because it was bad, it was demonic, and everything that was another color, it was better because it was brighter, whiter, and then if you wore skin, then you were barbaric, then you needed to put on clothes because that would make you civil. Apparently wearing clothing makes you civil, and then you can now read a book that makes you civil. So you know less and less about who you are and more about somebody else's culture and religion and way of life.
Yeah.
So you lose more and more of yourself, and you gain more, and you think you are getting better and better, and yes, it's actually you're getting, this is you and this is the other person's culture. So I am very proud. I am very grateful, and I'm very proud of who I am. I'm grateful that my ancestors chose me to be the vessel that they can operate through. I'm grateful that I understand what happens to me when that happens. I am grateful that that means that I am protected from all spiritual harm. And I have the knowledge because it is like studying. I studied, I then, you know, just like doctors, when they study. When a doctor studies, then you specialize in something. You're not going to be just a doctor that heals everything. You're going to specialize. So I studied, and then my speciality is praying.